Good morning, how are you everybody? Today we are going to talk about breathing and we will keep on going on Buteyko breathing. But before we do some exercise, I need to explain a little bit more the science of the breath. So I will try to make it short and simple so you don't have to worry so much. But you have to understand a few things. The first one is I believe that there are 3 steps into the breathing on which we can work on, and 3 steps that are fundamental on the breath. So the first one is how you breathe in. So the breathing can happen either in the nose or in the mouth. But the mouth is not designed for breathing. The mouth is too big. The mouth has no filter and is really not designed for the breathing. It doesn't protect the lungs. It doesn't warm up the oxygen when you breathe in. And it keeps a very dry air which goes into the lungs. The nose is designed for the breath. So this is, you can go back to one of my videos where I talk about the nose breathing. So this is the first step. You have to breathe through the nose all the time. Okay, second step is happening in the lungs. So when the air is in the lungs, there is a transfer between the lungs and the blood. And this transfer happens, most of the most of the transfer happen in the lower lungs, not in the upper lungs. So if when you breathe, you notice that you are breathing into your chest like that, it means that you are breathing with your upper lungs. And if you breathe with your upper lungs, most of the oxygen that goes into the lungs will not go into the blood. So you are missing the point. You are breathing for nothing. It goes in and out, no point. So that's why we learn the belly breathing. Okay, so you go back to some of my videos about belly breathing. This is fundamental. So the nose breathing, the belly breathing, you cannot avoid it. You have to be able to breathe through the nose and with the belly. So third step, so this is what we are going to talk about now, is the last transfer. So when the oxygen is in the blood, going around the organs, around the body, is going into the cells. But to go into each cell, there must be a transfer. So the cell is not going to take one molecule of oxygen. It's going to transfer it and with the carbon dioxide, CO2. So the cell is going to take O2 only if it can release CO2. So we think, since we are very small, and most of you think that, we think that CO2 is a waste. So we breathe oxygen, O2, and we breathe out CO2. So we think that the CO2 is just a waste and we just have to breathe out. But actually it's a lot more than that. It's one of the most important things in the body. Yogi even says that CO2 is the prana, is life force. So when you are over breathing, when you are breathing too much, when you are hyperventilating, you are exhaling too much CO2. If you are exhaling too much CO2, it means that there is no more CO2 into the cells. And when the blood carries the oxygen towards the cell, it cannot transfer. So the oxygen does not go into the cell and it just goes back to the lungs and go out. So this is hyperventilation. Hyperventilation is when you breathe too much, you expel too much CO2, your level of CO2 is very low inside the body. So whatever you breathe in does not go into the cells. This is hyperventilation. So this is where Buteyko breathing come in. Buteyko breathing is helping you to increase the level of CO2 into the body. So the transfer into the cells can happen. So if you have asthma, if you have panic attack, if you have some chronic fatigue, all and many others, I will list all the benefits for you. But if you have this kind of symptoms, most probably it's because you are hyperventilating. Yes. So today I will give you just one exercise, and it is a test. We call it BOLT test, B-O-L-T test, okay? Body oxygen level test. So we are testing the level of CO2 and the level of O2 into the cells by one exercise. So this exercise is very simple. We inhale through the belly, yeah, okay? Inhaling, exhaling, normal, so very calm, light breath. Inhaling, exhaling, hold the breath, so close your nose, hold the breath, and wait. So we are going to time up, of course, and you will tell me what you have done. And from there, we can work. You do it 3 times, because the first time, if it is the first time you do it, your mind is going to be crazy. You are going to be very surprised, but your mind is going to be crazy, like, I'm going to die, please help me, no, I want to breathe in, I want oxygen, okay? So just relax. When you do that, try to relax. Every time you are into your breath holding, relax. You can use a body scan to relax the full body, and you will find out that you can stay a lot longer. You release your hand the moment you feel that the hunger of air is really too much. And you have to release your hand before starting the reaction of the body for the lack of air. So the reaction of the body is a contraction into the throat or into the belly. So it's something like that. So if you arrive to this point, it means you have been too far. You are already pushing too much. So before you start contracting, before that, you need to release your fingers very gently and breathe in through the nose. And try to come back into light breath as fast as possible, okay? I will do it for you so you can see me. I will do, my BOLT test usually is between 30 and 40 seconds. But for you today, so I will do it 20 seconds, okay? So it's not the real BOLT test for me, but you can see how I do it, okay? So first I come into a gentle meditation, very soft, relaxing my body. Coming back into my light breathing. And I can start inhaling, exhaling, holding. And gently release down. So I want you to do this exercise 3 times. You write down your BOLT test, how many seconds you last into each time. And if you want me to explain to you, you can send me these numbers into a private message, so you don't have to share with the full group. And I will explain, and I will tell you what you can do from there. Bye-bye.